Hey up troops, Littleton here again with another video, and I come to you with a theory and an idea. Should Siege implement cost-based ELO or performance-based ELO? So the way we gain ELO at the minute in rank 2.0 is by where our actual rank is in line with our hidden rank. And the closer we get to our hidden rank, the less ELO we gain. The further away we are from the hidden rank, the more ELO we gain. I propose a different solution. Something called cost-based ELO or performance-based ELO. Now, first of all, we're going to have to know what cost is, and then we're going to have to work out if it's going to be viable or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through cost, how you work out your cost, KOST. If you watch Pro League, you'll know all about cost. If not, I'll go through it. It's quite simple. We'll work out how you find out what your cost is for the game. I'm going to play a quick play game, and then we'll work out what my cost is for that game. And we'll see if we think it's going to be a good way of doing things or not. I sit there sometimes and think about this, as sad as that might sound, and think, this is a great idea, we need this in Siege. And then I think, actually, could it be manipulated? So maybe it's not a good idea. We've all been in the situation, right, where you've seen a leaderboard at the end of a ranked game. Someone's gone 12-3, someone's gone 0-7. Now, strictly speaking, depending on how close those two people are to their hidden MMR rank, they're going to earn the same amount of ELO. If they both started with the first game of the season and they both perform that way, they both earn the same amount of ELO. If they're both the same distance away from the hidden MMR rank, they'll both earn the same ELO. That could go on for 10 games. Someone could go 0-7 for 10 games. Someone could go 12-3 for 10 games. And the same two people will earn the same amount of ELO because they've won the match. Should it be based on how you perform in game? Let's find out what cost is. That's enough waffling. Let's just get stuck into it. So cost stands for kills, objectives, survives, and trade. So the way that it works, if you do one of those things in a round, if you get a kill, if you plant or defuse the objective, or if you survive the round, or if you get traded out, you'll get 1 cost point. Now, the way we work out cost is the amount of cost points someone's got throughout the game divided by the amount of games played. And what I'm going to do is throw up Paint quickly and show you a quick example of a little graph that I've made that will help us work this out. Welcome to Paint, where all good things are sorted. So we've got rounds down the side here, rounds 1 to 5, and we've got cost across the top. So we know, I'll just say again, kills, objective, survive, and trade. Okay. The key thing to remember about trade, by the way, is trade is if you get traded out, you get a cost point. So if you're here, and then this, in fact, let's do that again. If this is you, and this is an enemy, and this is a teammate, if the enemy shoots you and you die, but then your teammate kills that enemy within 5 to 10 seconds, and no one actually knows the exact answer for this, it's between 5 and 10 seconds. If that teammate then kills the enemy between 5 and 10 seconds after that enemy kills you, you get a cost point because you got traded out. So this teammate trades this person for you. However, I feel like the teammate should get the trade point because he got the kill, but it doesn't. If you get traded out, you get the cost point. So let's just run through a quick example of what might happen over 5 rounds. So round number 1, we get a kill, we plant the bomb, and we survive, okay? That gives us 1 cost point. Now, bear in mind, you only need to do 1 of these 4 things in each round to get 1 cost point. Because even though I've done 3 things there, I still only get 1 cost point. You don't get 3. Second round, we don't get any kills, we don't plant the objective, we don't survive, but we did get traded out. So we get a cost point there. Third round, we got a kill, but that was it. Nothing else happened that round. Round 4, we got nothing. We didn't get a kill, we didn't plant the objective, we didn't survive, and we didn't get a trade. So we get 0 for that. And then the final round, we didn't get a kill, but we did plant the objective, we did survive. You can't obviously be traded if you survived. So, there's 2 things there. So we've got 1 point. So in total, over those 5 rounds, we've got 4 cost points, okay? So you work it out by dividing the amount of rounds divided by the amount of cost points that you've got. So 5 divided by 4 and it works out as a percentage, by the way. It would be 80%, okay? Now, sometimes the maths can be a bit fruity when you've had 7 rounds and you've had 5, 5 into 4 is easy enough, isn't it? But you know, you've had 11 rounds and you've got 7 cost points and the math doesn't, you know, obviously it's easy enough to work out, but not for me on the fly. I'm glad I chose 5 and 4. So our cost for this game would be 80%, which is pretty good going. I think the average cost across Pro League is about 65%. So I hope that explains that. You get 1 cost point at the end of a round if you do any of these 4 things. If you do all 4 of the things, you don't get 4 points. You get 1 point per round that one of those things happens. Now, unfortunately, the internet is the internet, and online gaming is indeed online gaming. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we need to talk about how could it be manipulated. And I do think it could be manipulated. I'm pretty sure Valorant uses a similar system to this where you get ELO based on your performance. But what you'll end up seeing is habits where people want the cost points for the round because it's going to give them more ELO at the end of the game. So, for example, someone's in a 1v1 and that 1v1 is potentially winnable if the guy went for the kill. However, he knows that if he just plants the bomb, he gets a point for an objective cost. Whereas if he goes for the kill and he doesn't get the kill, he won't get a cost point that round. You've then got the fact that people will just bait for kills because they know if they get a kill in the round, that's a cost point for their round. That's going to increase their cost. So bear in mind, this could also work the other way as well. So the higher cost you get over the course of the game, it means you lose less ELO. Because even though you've lost the game, you've performed well, but the team lost. Therefore, you would lose less ELO. And there's other things that could happen where there's 2 teammates left alive, and one of them wants to defuse because they don't quite understand how cost works. Just bear in mind, you get a cost point for surviving. So there's 2 teammates left alive in a 2v1. They kill the attacker, but the bomb's down. And both of them want to defuse because they want the cost point for the objective. However, of course, they would both get a cost point for surviving the round. So you've got a potential for toxicity to breed there where someone thinks they want to defuse the bomb because they'll get a higher cost rating and all that sort of stuff. Do I think it's a good idea? I think it is a good idea, yeah. And I think it would be a truer reflection of rank. And I don't think it would enable people to be as boosted as people are sometimes in this game. You know, you see people with like a 0.3. Look, not slating bad stats here. Please don't think I'm slating bad stats. My stats aren't great either. But you could have someone who's got a 0.3 KD with a 100% win rate and being champ, and just have 4 absolute monsters playing with them, and they would be dragging them through the ranks. However, if you had a cost-based ELO system, they would earn a lot less ELO per game based on the performance and the way they're playing the game. So I think it would probably show... You've just got to be careful of the exploits that people might explore, where they just wait around to bait until they get a kill because they know they're not going to be able to do anything else that round and they want the cost point. But I think overall it would give a truer reflection of a rank. Now, how would that work with rank 2.0 and the way that you gain ELO close to your hidden MMR? I don't think the two would work hand in hand, personally. I think you would have to revert back to the rank 1.0 ELO system and then implement cost-based ELO. But it's something that Valorant uses, I'm sure of it. And, you know, you're based on your performance, you get more ELO. And I just think that makes sense. If I've had a bad game and someone else has had a really good game and dragged the team through, someone's got 15 kills, planted the bomb 4 times, and I've got no kills and didn't plant the bomb once, who's the better player there? Who's had a better game? Who deserves more ELO? Who needs to be rewarded more? And the answer isn't me. It's the person who was on my team who performed better than me. Just an interesting food for thought on a Friday evening or on a Saturday morning, depending on when I upload this video. So there we have it. Short one, and just a bit of theory. But what do you think? Do you think Siege needs cost-based ELO? Kills, objective, survive, or traded? What do you think? Do you think that would be a fairer system and a better reflection of rank? I think the answer is yes, but you just obviously need to be careful about how people exploit trying to get cost points throughout the round. I think ultimately you still want to win the round because you'll get drastically more ELO for winning the game than losing the game, regardless of performance. If you have a terrible game and win, you'll get more ELO than if you have a really good game and lose. So you're still better up, although whether the community will see it that way or not, I don't know. Because obviously online gaming and gaming in general, and the way that online games works is an interesting world. But it's just food for thought. It's an idea. It's something I've thought about ages ago, and I thought, you know what, let's make a video and see what other people's thoughts are on it. Should we implement cost-based ELO? Or not, I mean, I'm saying it like I've got the choice here. Like there's a big switch next to me that says cost-based ELO, and all I've got to do is press yes and it'll change everything. Obviously, I don't have the power to do that. But it's an interesting talking point nonetheless. Anyway, that's enough waffling. Thanks very much for getting involved with the video. Thank you very much for getting involved with the channel as always. I really appreciate it. And do all the usual good stuff that helps me out. I'd appreciate that as well. Like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.